friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha. Today I thought it would be fun, since I just opened this brand new BookTube channel, to go back to 2020 when I posted my very first video on my now K-pop reaction channel, and it was the BookTube Newbie Tag. I thought it'd be fun to go back down memory lane, to watch that video, answer the questions now, see what's changed, see what's stayed the same, and just sort of use this video as my introduction and hello again to BookTube and to this new channel. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, especially because this is a new channel and I am trying to grow and find a bookish community here on YouTube, and I can't wait to explore new books with you guys, talk about things in the comments, have fun discussions, and all the things. So hopefully this video will help determine if I'm the type of book reader, content creator you think you would vibe with and want to follow along on my journey. Let's pull up this original video. I think, how do I want to do this? I think we might let it play the whole way, and I'm going to write down the questions as we go. So, starting in 3, 2, 1. Do I look okay? Oh, I forgot I put my armrest down.
I'm Sasha.
I almost fell out of my chair.
And welcome to my channel.
Hi!
I thought the best first video was just an introduction video, and I didn't quite know what I wanted to say, so hopefully by doing the BookTube Newbie Tag, I will say everything I want to and need to, or I'll just keep talking, because, you know, it's my channel and I can do that. So this tag was created by Brenda C. It sounds like her channel is private, but I will still try and link it below in case one day it's not private anymore.
I feel like my light
so let's
is
get
too
started
bright.
with the first question. Question number 1 is, why did you start this channel? Great question. I had a BookTube channel back a long time ago in college.
Why did you start?
Please don't go look for it. I made those videos private just because I wanted a fresh start. My reading tastes haven't changed too much since then, but I don't even know if what I have to say has changed a lot either. I started this channel because I want a community and I want a place to be artistic and to express my emotions and to share things with people.
I've definitely expressed my emotions on that channel.
I think what I've
cried
missed
so
much about 2020 is sharing with people.
Oh yeah.
Whether that's
I posted this video December 3rd,
just
2020.
sharing a meal or just being face to face, sharing a hug. I miss sharing things with others. As an only child, let me tell you, sharing is not like my strongest quality.
No.
So the fact that I miss it should tell you a lot. I also got laid off in the middle of the pandemic, and I've been looking for something that will keep me accountable, help me get a schedule going, and give me something to look forward to, being totally honest. Question 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Well, this time around, it's not just going to be books, which may scare some people, but stay with me, hang in there. This time I have some really exciting things planned. I want to do some dance covers of K-pop songs, I know. I want to do some K-pop unboxing, some K-pop reaction videos. Can you tell I like K-pop?
This was just the beginning, girl.
Do,
I had no idea
and
that this
different
would
reading challenges.
happen.
I have some fun ideas
Oh my
planned
god.
out. And I also want this to be a space where I can be creative. I want to start painting again. I want to start studying Korean more than I currently do. And I love watching study with me videos, and I'm hoping to make some in the future that you will like.
That was such a big thing I wanted to do.
Number 3, what are you most excited about for this channel? I think I'm most excited to sort of start over, start fresh, because I have done this before. I really know what I didn't like about it last time, and all of it was my own fault. So I think I'm gonna just do some things differently, of not putting so much pressure on myself, and if I'm not having fun, I'm not gonna do it. I'm doing this because I'm enjoying it. That's number 1. Question 4, why do I love reading? Let me count the ways. I have loved reading since I was so little, since I learned how to read, literally. I love stories. I'm always thinking of stories in my head, especially right before I fall asleep. I will like tell myself a story and then fall asleep and become part of the story.
I still can't believe I said that on the internet.
It's really weird to admit.
That is really weird to admit.
I love that they take me someplace else. I can be sitting or laying or standing literally anywhere in the world. But if I'm reading a book, I become part of that book, and that's just...
It's so interesting. My hair is like almost the same length in that video that it is today.
5. Which book or series got you into reading? I think I'm gonna have to answer Harry Potter for pretty obvious reasons. I don't know if I want to admit this. Maybe I will.
Uh-oh.
I'm a few years younger than the character when the books were being released. So, like, when his first book came out and he was 11,
I felt very
I was, like,
awkward
8 or 9.
about my age
dates,
when I started my channel.
Really want to know how old I am.
Now I don't care.
Whatever. Yes, I'm older. And so I was really growing up with
I didn't feel like anyone would want to watch my channel because I was older.
In July, so it always was like my own personal birthday present to get a new Harry Potter book and get to read it, and yeah, it took off from Harry Potter. I'm super grateful. Okay, y'all, sorry, my camera died. I'm new at this. All right. Number 6. What questions would you ask your favorite YouTubers? I had sort of already answered this. I don't know what part got cut out. I would ask them how they do it, because some of them have been on here for years and years and years and years and years, and some of them have full-time jobs and YouTube, and some of them have families, full-time jobs and YouTubes, and like it hurts my brain trying to figure out how they manage all of that, and I would just love to know how they do that because it sounds crazy to me. And I would also like to ask them how, from their perspective, BookTube has changed. Is it better? Is it worse? Has it not improved? And sort of if their reading tastes have changed over the years, and if they think that's because of BookTube, or what their reading taste would be like if they never got on BookTube. I apparently have a lot of questions, and I didn't know that until now. Number 7, what challenges do I think will be the hardest to overcome starting this BookTube channel? I think it will be the expectations I set on myself and living up to them.
Oof!
I really get in my own head about literally everything, and I never feel like I'm good enough, or I have imposter syndrome, like,
crazy.
Real bad. So the fact that I'm sitting here with you guys now.
It took me 6 months to start that channel.
Since June.
Yeah.
To get this channel out of my mind and into real life. That's how long it took me to convince myself I can do this. I am worth doing this. And I'm just like everyone else. I'm allowed to have a BookTube channel if I want to have one. Which is the great thing about YouTube, is that anyone can upload whatever they want, like, to the terms and conditions, obviously. But yeah, I think my biggest challenge is just me and my confidence.
Girl.
Number 8, when did you start reading? Pretty much when I learned to read. I was a little bit behind in elementary school in terms of starting to read. I don't remember being fully able to read by myself until 3rd grade. Which is probably a little late. I never, like, my teachers were never really concerned, but for me, I felt like I was always a little behind. So once I learned, and once I could do it, I just never stopped. Number 9, where do you read? Over the summer, I read a lot in my back porch. I got this really lovely lounge chair that was so inexpensive, and it's so wonderful. It's that zero gravity. Oh my god. And it's just so nice. And then when I get too hot, I just stand in the pool. Just stand there and read. And then I'll get out and I'll just go back and forth. But if it's not the summer, typically in bed or on the couch. But I do want to read more outside, so that's a goal that I have.
I
10. What kind
really
of books do I like to read? My shelves are pretty much split into what kind of books I like to read. I really like fantasy. I mean, I started with Harry Potter, now we're here, and like fantasy is still my absolute, pretty much favorite. If I get a good fantasy, it's my favorite book. But then my other side of me, oops, what I hit? The lights. My other side is romance. Oh. But I have this thing where if I get too much of either, I'm like, ugh, I'm like sick of it. So I really have to go back and forth a lot. But I don't love contemporary fiction. I really enjoy like the romantic aspect, but it's sort of to where this would probably never happen in real life.
Yeah.
I really don't like books that have too much real life in them. It's like that I'm reading to get out of real life. Come on.
That's still true.
Did I answer everything? I think that was it. I don't think I skipped any questions. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you did like it. Go ahead, leave me a comment below. Let's start talking. I want to be friends. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay, good job, Past Sasha. So some of these questions will be a little repetitive. I won't be answering them again, but I did write down all of the questions for this tag. My handwriting's awful, actually, because I was just scribbling. Anyway, book 1, question 1. Why did you start this channel? So I have my main channel, Sasha Marie, where I do K-pop reactions. I actually was just filming a video called How Much I Make on YouTube, and even for me, it was pretty eye-opening the way that I was limiting myself to some programs and some things in YouTube because I was doing a reaction channel. And even though I was doing book videos over there as well, and daily vlogs and all sorts of things, I was limited because of the reactions and the copyright claims. So I decided I should have done this from the beginning, but I didn't trust myself, which you can tell from that video. I didn't trust myself enough to be able to keep up with 2 channels. I should have just started a K-pop channel from the beginning and a YouTube channel for books from the beginning. So I'm 4 years late, but I'm doing it now. So that's why I'm starting my BookTube channel. I definitely want to just have a dedicated community surrounded by books. I do make content and do social media full-time, so if I can get this channel monetized as well, this will be another source of revenue for me while I do and produce content regarding something I absolutely love. Number 2, what are some fun, unique things I can bring to BookTube? I think my background as an assistant librarian and then a media specialist, and also before that a library page, means that I have a lot of library knowledge specifically, and I do try and promote library book hauls. I'll try and do some library vlogs. I think bringing my library background and library knowledge to my channel can be beneficial. Some of my knowledge is outdated because that was my career before I got laid off during COVID. And so that is another aspect of this I can bring to my channel, is like my library knowledge, digital like ebooks, and how to find all sorts of information through your library, which are definitely videos I want to make at some point in the future. And then I think just my experience overall, I initially had a BookTube channel when I was in college. So I started that channel in like 2010. I've seen the phases of BookTube. Now I've seen the phases of Bookstagram and BookTok. And I've sort of just been in the book community for such a long time that I feel like I've seen all the trends, I've seen all the places it's going, and I just want to join the discussion in my own way. So that's what else I can bring. Number 3, what are you most excited about for this channel? I think I'm the most excited to just have an outlet for my reading in addition to my blog where I post my full in-depth written reviews, and in addition to my Instagram account, which is sort of turning into books and fashion and books and outfit of the day things, or at least that's the direction I'm trying to take it. So it'll be really nice just to have a simple space that's all books. Whatever I want to talk about, whatever discussions I want to have, I can do that here. And then I actually have only told one person this, and it's my therapist. But I may or may not be working on a secret project. And I hope to one day be ready to bring that secret project to this channel, because this would be the appropriate place to have that project. And when I'm ready to tell you more, I will definitely tell you more, because I want to bring you along for the whole process. I want to document the process, just like I've documented my experience watching new K-pop groups for the first time, and then looking back years later, and it's like now I've seen them in concert or whatever. It's like that experience is so cool to have to look back on, and I definitely want to document my secret project from a certain point. So that's coming up. Number 4, why do I love reading? I love the escapism. I really enjoy fantasy and escaping into that, and just like not having to deal with my own personal thoughts or anxiety or pain or just like my chronic illness. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to experience it while I'm reading the book. Last night was a perfect example. I almost read all of Bookish and the Beast in one sitting, and then as soon as I put the book down and closed it and just laid in bed for a minute, all of the pain in my body immediately came right back up, and I was like, dang! I was so just into the book that I couldn't feel what my body was doing, and it was doing some awful things. I've been in a lot of pain recently. It's not been very fun, but reading is such an escape, and it's so important to me for my mental health, for my physical health, especially when I'm in flares. I can just read and read and read, and it is just the best. Number 5, which book got you into reading? I answered that question, obviously, but I'm going to take a different spin on it. So there were 2 years after I posted that video, actually, where I was in a horrible reading slump and depression because I had been laid off from what was at the time my dream job. And my job was so tied to books that I wasn't able to finish a book in like 2 years. And I obviously didn't know that would happen. That's also kind of why my channel went more in the K-pop direction, because I ended up not really being able to read. And what I thought would be like a few months grieving process turned into a few years. So I would say my most recent really revival of reading happened in October of 2023. And I was reading sort of sporadically before then, but that's when I discovered and tried for the first time dark romance. And I tried Chantal Tessier and the Lords series, and then I tried Cat Blackthorn and the Halloween Boys series. And both of those back to back sort of brought me and my reading back to life, and I have been on a reading frenzy ever since. So that is sort of like my reading revival. Dark romance got me back. And I'm not even still actively reading dark romance. Like now I'm doing a Neck Alley arc challenge for myself and trying to get all of my old Neck Alley arcs finished. That's a whole separate video. That's a whole separate topic. What questions would I ask my favorite YouTubers? My favorite YouTubers right now are like surfers. So I don't know that I would necessarily have questions for them. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one for me to answer because I don't know. I don't have questions for them. Like back then, I did have a lot of questions because I was just starting my channel and I didn't consider myself a YouTuber at the time, and I wanted to pick their brain essentially. but I've been doing YouTube consistently for 3 years now, since I started December 2020, and now it's like March 2024. So I don't have YouTuber specific questions anymore. So that has definitely changed since then. Number 7, what challenges will be the hardest to overcome with this channel? I think finding a balance between my main channel. I try and post 2 to 3 videos a week on that channel, and then I'm going to try and post 1 video a week on this channel. So last year I was only posting not consistently at all because I was still pretty sick last year. Yeah, I think that's going to be the most challenging, is balancing the 2 channels, making sure I have enough content edited, filmed, ready to upload. I have found a pretty good rhythm weekly. I have found a pretty good schedule that's working in terms of when I need to film every week, what day I edit, what day I schedule everything, and then I'm done. And then it starts all over. So as long as I can stay consistent, and as long as I don't go into a huge reading slump, which even if I do, I have some ideas for other content I can put on this channel, that's going to be my biggest challenge, is balance. When did you start reading? I already answered that one in the first video. Where do you read? I still mostly read in my bed. I also have this little inflatable pool that I was gifted by Amazon for a review. It's so comfortable and it's so nice. The only problem is I've been reading so many library books that I am so terrified to get them wet for some reason. If my hand slips, if I slip, if it falls in, oh my gosh, I would much rather bring my Kindle or my own books, because then it's just my stuff I would have to replace. So I haven't been using it as much, but it's April right now, so it's only going to get hotter from here. So I'm sure I'll be using that little pool more and more often as we hit the summer months to read. But for now, it's just been my bed. 10, what books do I like to read? So back then I was very into either fantasy or romance. Since I have discovered romantasy, and that is really my sweet spot. Though I also love young adult fantasy. I also love middle grade fiction and fantasy. I love historical fiction and fantasy. I love historical romance. If it's fantasy, if it's romance, if it's historical, I'm probably going to really enjoy it, no matter what age range we're discussing. There are definitely some days where it's like, I really don't want to deal with a young adult novel. I'm just not in the right headspace for that. I need something adult. And then there are other days where it's like, I just want to sit down and read a book and be done with it. And I'll grab a middle grade or a young adult and just like knock it out in 1 or 2 sittings. So that's really fun. Those are all of the questions for the BookTube Newbie Tag. I feel like I had more that I wanted to say that I didn't really get a chance to, and I can't think of what I'm missing necessarily. I guess what I will continue to expand upon is my NetGalley reading challenge, which I sort of hinted at, but I want to explain it more before I end this video. That was the thing that in my brain I was like, you need to come back to this before you turn the camera off. So when I was a librarian, assistant librarian, and a media specialist, I was requesting ARCs from NetGalley regularly, and I was posting my reviews, doing all the things you should, and then got laid off and continued requesting ARCs for the next year or 2 because I really thought I was just going to go right back to work. Didn't end up happening. And then I also didn't know that I was going to have my big reading slump, which actually ended up being prolonged because I became chronically ill in that time period. And the first year I was chronically ill, I couldn't read because I was so sick that I literally couldn't understand words anymore, and I just couldn't read. So I have a ton of NetGalley ARCs. I think there's 29 in total, or there was when I started the challenge, and I don't necessarily think I can finish all of them this year. I don't know that that is realistic for me, but I'm trying to read as many as I can and post my reviews. So I am doing an overall like NetGalley reading challenge vlog where you'll see me picking the books up from the library or a used bookstore. And then I am also doing individual book reviews on my blog as well as book review videos. So you will see those. And then I might have mini vlogs of like, I did go to a used bookstore recently, found 2 of my NetGalley arcs there, and that's going to be its own separate mini vlog. So it's like, yes, it's one big overarching video because I don't know when it's going to be done, because I don't know when I'm going to take a break on the challenge or what. So I'm just keeping all of that footage on my computer for when I'm ready to edit and post it. And then I'm going to have like mini book review videos coming out. And then I'm also going to have little vlogs of like the library book haul. Those are all NetGalley arcs. And then going to bookstores. Those are all NetGalley arcs as well. So that is my NetGalley reading challenge for my arcs. And sort of that will also definitely be coming on the channel. I think now that's everything that I wanted to say. I feel a little scatterbrained because I don't normally film this early in the morning and I'm about to go to an appointment. So it's like, did I say everything I need to? I don't think so, but I'm just gonna end it here. My camera keeps going out of focus today. Does anyone else, has it been out of focus the whole time? I don't know, I hope not. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a little bit more about me and my reading tastes. And we'll definitely be doing more bookish videos in the future, so stay tuned for that. Please don't forget to subscribe so we can grow this channel together, talk about all the bookish things, and just have a really nice time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!